Hey there, internets. This is Kyle, and today I just want to have a few comments about the Dream 100 as I was listening to some podcasts from Russell Brunson. You are here on the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel. My journey from zero to $1 million and starting an online business from scratch, doing it part-time because I still have a full-time day job because I do got bills to pay, kids to feed, and all that fun stuff. So today I honestly haven't made really much tangible progress on my business, just because, I don't know, it's working late and helping with the kids this evening, and once again, it's just getting late and I'm pretty tired. I think I kind of need to catch back up on my sleep since I've, had several nights of staying up pretty late. That's just the way it goes. But I was kind of thinking, I do need to sit down and set some more detailed near-term goals. Obviously, I have a longer-term goal of reaching $1 million in the business, as this whole channel is about. But obviously, that's a pretty lofty goal when you're starting from nothing, and I need to sit down and just make some intermediate goals, and goals that aren't tied to the revenue, because the revenue is, as they call it, a lagging indicator, meaning that is just an indication of what all the stuff I've done up front to enable me to collect that amount of revenue. So coming up with some leading indicators of things I can do, things that I can hold myself accountable to, I guess, up front, of just, tasks or things that can be done that will enable me to reach some dollar revenue goal, whatever that is, like as an intermediary step to $1 million. And I just haven't done that. And honestly, it's just because that's historically the way I work in my life and just in general in my day job. I'm not great about setting those more tangible goals and sticking to them. I'm just not great at that, and that's maybe a flaw or whatever, something I need to work on. I mean, of course, I consider that I feel like I've been pretty successful in my career thus far, and I having not done that. And so obviously I debate with myself whether I need to do that, because I'm like, hey, I haven't done it thus far and been pretty good, so why should I start now, sort of thing. And I don't know, I can argue with myself on both sides of that argument, and once one side of my brain has won that argument, I'll let you know. But until then, it'll be an ongoing internal struggle, I guess. But in any case, one thing I did get was got a nifty T-shirt here for the new business. I'm trying out a few different designs. So these T-shirts, PhD Boss, PhD Secrets. Nothing on the back on this one. Trying out a few designs of what I would send as part of my sort of welcome package, I guess you could say, for people that sign up for my newsletter. This along with a custom notebook or something, which my target audience being people, PhD engineers and scientists, would probably appreciate. In any case, one thing I did want to mention here before I head off to bed was the Dream 100. So Russell Brunson, it's not really Russell Brunson's idea, but something he sort of latched onto, I guess, and focused on in writing his book Traffic Secrets, which I have not read yet, but he is talking about it in the podcast that I'm listening to, at least in the time period I'm listening to right now, which is the time period he's kind of writing the book. So he's talking a lot about what he's thinking about in terms of what he needs to put in the book, etc. And actually, I guess there's another book that might be called The Dream 100 by Dana Derricks, I think he said, who had written about this previously and worked with Russell, I guess, over this period of time. The Dream 100 being, who are the 100 people that already have a following that aligns with your dream customer. And I guess you should really start there in any of this is like defining who your dream customer really actually is. And the Dream 100 are who are the people that they are listening to or reading or watching their videos or listening to their podcasts. Who are those people? And making yourself more aware of what those people are talking about, what channels are they using to get their message out, and ultimately trying to work your way into their ecosystem, whether that means connecting with them like personally, meaning trying to build up a personal connection with those people and maybe get them to interview you on their podcast or to write about you on their blog or whatever their medium of choice is, some way to get yourself visible to their audience, since again their audience, as you've defined them, is composed of your dream customers. And so he talks about like after you've defined who your dream customer is, you should be figuring out who are the Dream 100, who are the people they're already listening to or reading, etc., and again start this process of getting in front of them. You're using those people to get in front of this audience, to get your message out and to get your offer out there. And that's how you can more rapidly build a following of your own by leveraging other people's traffic, essentially. And this is something not brand new to me. I mean, he's mentioned it in past older podcasts that I've listened to, and never really put much thought into it because, frankly, I guess the idea of me having to sort of personally reach out to people that are already maybe not necessarily my competitors or my would-be competitors, but people that already have a following, and me coming to them with like nothing that I think I can offer them that would be of value that would entice them to reciprocate in terms of providing me an opportunity to get in front of their audience. It wasn't something I was like super interested in doing, and why I was just, I guess, resigned to the idea of, just using, once I get my offer up and running and the funnel's all set up and whatnot, just going out and buying cold traffic, as they call it, which is just, advertising to people that have no idea who I am and no idea what I do or anything about that, but, coming up with clever advertisements that would entice them to click on the advertisement, and then coming up with, good hooks and stories to get them to ultimately purchase my offer. And while that's, still a very viable strategy, it's certainly a more challenging one, and one, the whole point of what Russell is trying to preach is that, you can do that, but I mean, I think in order to be effective at doing that approach, you do have to be very good at your marketing. I mean, like exceptionally good at, again, how are you supposed to hook people into what you want to tell them about when they have no idea who you are, and you are nobody basically when you're getting started. So rather, if you can at least convince somebody on your, so-called Dream 100 list to give you a few minutes of their time, and if they've already got a big audience, or even a decent audience, doesn't have to be big, that would much more rapidly allow you to build your own list by getting in front of their audience. And by doing so, they are already giving you some amount of credibility if they're agreeing to put you in front of their audience, whether that means they'll put you on a podcast or write about you on their blog or send an email about you to their audience or whatever the case is. So anyways, I guess I heard him describe things in more detail in some of these recent podcast episodes I've been listening to. I was sort of thinking more about that, and I think it obviously just does make a lot of sense of approaching things that way, and something that I do believe I need to do once I get my offer fully up and running on the funnel, and maybe even come up, I guess get an offer up and running, maybe start to just drive some cold traffic to it, come up with some advertisements to at least hopefully starting to get some traction on it. But rather than, dumping, again, tons of money into advertisements, taking the time to reach out to these people, coming up, figuring out how could I maybe offer them some value in exchange, again, for me getting my message in front of their audience. Such as, he talks about, sending them your Dream 100 box or whatever, some goodie bag, more or less. Which, this is what they do companies do to celebrities all the time, right? Is they'll send them some of their free crap in order to get the celebrities to talk about their free crap, to ultimately drive traffic for people to go buy whatever that company is trying to sell. Like at the Oscars or something, you hear about Oscar nominees getting these goodie gift bags or whatever, where it's not like an average party gift bag, but it's like a bag full of iPhones and iPads and super expensive cameras and watches and whatever else. Not that they obviously need any of that if they're already a celebrity, but just so that they can, if those companies can even get those people to mention them in whatever, their own Instagram or whatever venue they publish stuff about themselves as celebrities, as the influencer, that will help drive a lot of business to the company, so it's worth that company, giving away a very high value item that they're selling. So, it, obviously, if it's done at that scale, that must mean it works. And again, logically, it just makes a lot of sense. Again, the only downside is just that it's going to take more effort on my part as opposed to just trying to come up. Not that creating advertisements is easy either, but I think it's easier. And if you can just dump money into advertisements, then you can kind of buy your way into getting traffic. You can go that route. But again, I think these days, especially, the cost of advertising is going up, at least online digital advertising is going up pretty significantly. So, I could easily see myself being net negative, again, with this whole free offer thing I'm putting together, being net negative for quite a while, which I would prefer not to be. And also think that, taking the time to reach out to this Dream 100 list, whoever this is for my particular audience, reaching out to them and, ideally being able to talk to them would help me just further refine what I think is of interest to their audience, ultimately. Because again, as I mentioned before, my ideas don't mean anything at this point. They only matter if I can get people to start paying me for what I want to offer them. And I obviously don't know that. So I get it in front of people's eyeballs, and they can tell me by whether they pull out their credit card or not, whether it's worth their time and worth their money. So this could maybe help expedite that a little bit in that sense. So anyway, just thought I'd share that about the Dream 100. Again, I'm far from having this all figured out and still have a long way to go, but this is a journey of 1,000 steps or whatever they say, and I'm only on step 3 or whatever of that journey. So just keep pressing forward a little bit more each day. I do need to set against more tangible leading indicator type of goals for myself, especially with the holiday season coming up. I saw somebody post something about, hey, are you guys planning to make any special offers for like Black Friday? Because obviously this is a season people are spending a lot of money. So why not cash in on that? Of course, I'm not selling like toys or something that people are really spending a lot of money on, and it's a very different thing, but nevertheless, you can certainly take advantage of that. And Black Friday is not that far away from now, 3 weeks away, I guess, 2.5 weeks maybe. So maybe that's a goal for me, to get the funnel for my membership done within the next 2 weeks, and get that offer, fully pushed out there. Maybe start to throw up some ads while I also spend some time reaching out to some people's on my Dream 100 list, which I still have to come up with that list, obviously. So that's step 1. But I think before I would want to reach out to anybody, again, I still need to have the offer up and running. Hopefully have some content already out there, even if it's only a few things, but at least something that the people can go look at. Because obviously, if I were in their shoes, somebody reached out to me saying, hey, can I get in front of your audience? I'm going to go look them up, and if there's nothing out there on them, then why would I pay them any attention at all? So anyway, that's about where I am. I think I'm going to go hit the sack tonight to try to get a few extra hours of sleep in this evening, so I have more energy to stay focused more tomorrow, and oh god, excuse me, go from there. So hey, hope you're all continue to kick ass, take names, all that fun stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.